together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend that we say, making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome, guys, back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. I'm Timothy Earle. Just me today. Nick, I believe, is in day 5 of 10 of his new work schedule. So, no Nick for another, at least for morning shows, for at least another 5 days. But we get to crack open the new year. We got one NHL game we'll talk about. We got 8 NBA games, I should say, we're going to be talking about. And we'll try to start off the year in the green and hopefully have ourselves a good time. Before we jump into it, we'll go ahead and look back at what happened yesterday, what went wrong, what went wrong in the world of sports betting. And it was a okay day. Actually, I think it was a little bit down. All right, fine. I won't let me put up that. That's fine. Yeah, it was a little bit of a down day. I split in college football. I took Michigan. I took the 16.5 points thinking, hey, they might be able to cover. They decided, you know what? Leave the points at the door. They were going to win outright. I said, cool. We had Arizona State in basketball yesterday, which was a loser. Oh, sorry. The other play in college football, we had Boise State, which that last late touchdown kind of killed that one. I do not want to talk about the Raptors plus 17 or the Lakers plus 5. I'm an idiot. And then Nick goes 1-2 in the NHL. Loser on the over in the Isles game. Loser on the Blackhawks. But I did get a winner with a plus 190 with the Blue Jackets. So we'll kind of a crappy way to end 2024. Hopefully we can have a good 2025 to start off, which I know I don't think Nick got involved in that game. So we're going to end up having 3 college football games up for today for the college football playoff. All those will be posted to the card afterwards. Well, yeah, they'll all be posted to the card afterwards because the first game starts at 1 o'clock. That's Texas and Arizona State. But should be a good card for college football coming up today, and we're actually really excited for a couple of those games. But we'll go ahead, say hi to the chat, and then we'll go from there. Victory Trades 2025. ESP is so back. Let's get it. There we go. New year, new cash. Let's do it. What's up, Nicholas Handy? Yes, I will be posting the card after the show. I haven't been on the last couple. We haven't really been doing shows, so it's been a little bit wonky. But yes, I will be posting the card after the show. Now, we'll go ahead. Normally, we start with NBA and go to hockey. Today, we're going to start with the hockey because there's only one game. And even though Nick's not here, I'll break it down for you guys. We get the New Jersey Devils taking on the LA Kings. The Kings are minus 115 home favorites. 5.5 is the total, and I remember that covers does not want to frickin' work for me today. So we'll quickly pull up what these two teams have been doing. We've got the New Jersey Devils that are 24-13-3, 51 points. The Kings are 21-10-5 with 47 points. This has been a Kings team 12-2-1 at home, so they've been a very solid home team. They're coming off of winning 2 games in a row at home, and now they get a third one, which is they beat Edmonton and they beat Philadelphia. On the opposite side, we get the New Jersey Devils, who are 12-7 on the road. They are coming off of back-to-back road losses to Carolina and to Anaheim. And when it comes to it, I am going to be taking the Kings today. I took the Kings puck line around plus 220 just to get some plus money action in it. this is just a spot that I'm not going to take pick'ems. And whenever I feel like I can, if I feel like a certain team's winning towards the end of the game, I feel like an empty netter is definitely in the equation. So when it comes to it, I'm grabbing the Kings. I'm going to puck line them in my only in the only NHL game of the day for me. The over 5.5 in this one. I'm not going to talk you off the over. I'm just going to, because if I'm taking a puck line, I want scoring on. I want the Kings to put up 5 goals by themselves. So definitely a spot that I would not mind goals. Let's head over to the NBA. We'll start off with the Orlando Magic taking on the Detroit Pistons. The Pistons are 1.5-point favorites with a total of 214.5. You got a Magic team that's 20-14 this year. They are only 7-10 on the road, though. On the opposite side, you got the Pistons, who are 14-18, 5-8 against the spread, not against the spread at home. I looked at this one. The Pistons have been playing some good basketball as of late. They've won 3 out of their last 4. Their only game that they lost in that stretch was against the Denver Nuggets. So that's not a bad loss. Sorry. On the opposite side, we get the Orlando Magic, who are a solid squad as well. They're coming off of a win versus Brooklyn. Previous to that, they were, they were 2-2 in their last 4 games, losing to New York and Miami, but also beating Boston and Miami. So interesting, kind of back and forth there. But I think that the Pistons are favored for a reason. And I got the Pistons here minus the 120 on the money line. I'm going to take them at home against the Orlando Magic. So let's go Pistons to start off the year. Happy New Year, Floppy Nuts. What's up? What's up, guys? Happy New Year, bro. Thank you for all the picks. Of course. Hopefully we have another winning year. Let's do it. Let's head to the next game. We get the Bulls and the Wizards. The Bulls, 5.5-point road favorites with a total of 2. They're already 8. First things first, I do not trust the Bulls as a favorite, especially on the road. That is crazy. The Bulls are 16-1 against the spread, 17-16 towards the over. Washington, 11-18-1 against the spread, 15-14-1 over-under. Overall, Bulls 15-18, 10-7 on the road. Wizards 5-25, 4-13 on at home. When it came to it, I just grabbed the over here. These are going to be 2 teams that I think are going to play heavily towards the over. The Wizards are always a team that you see them allowing a lot of points. 126, 136, 113, 123, 112, 123, 112, 115, 140. This is a Wizards team that allows a lot of points. I'm expecting them to do the same today. So we'll go ahead and we will grab the over here in the game between the Bulls and the Wizards. I will try to put plays up on the site eventually. So that will eventually go up. Rice versus Tulsa. College basketball, 3 o'clock. I'm going to pull up the game real quick. Hold on. Rice, Tulsa. Oh, we had value on that game. How did I not see that one? We do. We're on Rice. Thank you for pointing that one out because I completely skipped over that one. I'm going to quickly put that up on the site. Thanks, Markel. Because there was 3 other plays that we had that had value, and I put those up in front of this one. Boom. Rice, plus 120 money line. Morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too as well, Fernando. Yes, Rice. Let's head to this one. And this one will probably be pretty quick because the Heat are 8.5-point favorites. 220 is your total in this one. It's been a rough year for those Pelicans, who are 5-28. They've won one game on the road this year. They're 1-14 on the road, going up against the Heat that are 16-14, 9-5 at home. But I look at this one. This one's a complete stay off. Is there any reason for me to want to lay 8.5 points on Miami? Absolutely not. This is not a team that I trust to cover like that. So this one is a complete stay away off of Miami, and I'm not putting money on New Orleans. So we get to kind of work quickly through that game, because that one is probably one of the more unappealing games of the day. So New Orleans, Miami, complete stay away. Parleys, hear me out. No, I'm not going to hear you out. We'll head to another ugly game. We get the Utah Jazz taking on the New York Knicks. The Knicks are 13-point favorites. 229 is the total in this one. Utah, 7-24 this year, 5-12 on the road, 15-16 over under. 15-16 against the spread, 18-13 over under. You got the New York Knicks, who are 30-10 this year. 23-10 this year, 10-4 at home, 17-15-1 against the spread, 19-14 towards the over. Quite frankly, here's another one. I'm not laying 13 points on really anybody unless I really feel like there's a good reason to. There's not really a good reason to with the Knicks. They're coming off of 8 wins in a row. So I don't feel like there's a need like that they are a pissed off spot or anything here, that they need to win this game by 15 plus points. The Utah Jazz losing 4 in a row, and 7 out of their last 9 only wins were in Brooklyn and in Detroit. So not really a spot that I really want to be going after them either. So another game that's just a complete stay away for me. Big bags last night. Did you now? I mean, if you took Michigan outright, maybe. Knicks really lost to them last time they played, if I'm not mistaken. Did they? Let's see, Jazz against New York. Oh wow, yeah, they did by 15. Yeah, but it was like a month and a half ago. I'm not laying 13 points on the Knicks. Just not going to happen. Not really interested in all that. Let's keep on rolling. We're kind of rolling through all the games here, but I really don't do a lot of the market stuff, so I don't really spend 5 to 10 minutes on every single game, which is fine. Because we get to keep on rolling to the Brooklyn Nets taking on the Toronto Raptors. The Nets pick them 1.5 point favorite, 1.5 area in this one. 220.5 is your total. The Nets this year are 7-20, 7-11 against the spread, 18-13-1 against. They were 7-11 on the road. 18-13-1 against the spread, 16-16 over under record. On the opposite side, you got the Toronto Raptors, who are 7-26, 6-11 at home, with a 19-12-1 against the spread record, 16-15-1 over under record. And when it came to it, I know I'm kind of boring the last couple of games. These are two teams that I've loved to bet throughout the year as dogs, as sizable dogs. Both of them are pick'ems. I don't trust either team to win a game here. If I'm going after anything, it's probably leaning towards the Raptors, but do we really feel the need that we have to back the Raptors today? I know I don't. So when it comes to this one, another game that I just have no interest in, especially with this game at a pick'em. As for the total, both of these two teams are kind of just middle of the pack, 16-16 over under, 16-15, 1 over under. I don't really feel the need to get involved in this game. Not really any edges in this one for me. I'm leaning over 229.5 in the Knicks game. I won't talk you off of it. Both teams are pretty heavy over teams. I'm just not going to touch it because I could easily see. Yeah, can we see the Knicks go off for 130 points and the game still stay under? I think you could. Should I bet Arizona State money line against Texas? I'm just taking the over. I'll be honest. I'm just taking the over in that game. Only interest I got is Scotty Praw and triple-double last night. Okay. Under 220. I could see it. I could see that in that game. 3 games left. We get the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Houston Rockets. The Rockets are 5-point favorites in this one. 222 is your total. If I remember right, I believe Luka is still. Of course, I'm not going to get covers. Is going to be stupid again. So let me go click here. I believe Luka is still out. Out will be reevaluated in a month. Okay. So yeah, he's going to be out for a while. Which makes sense on why the Mavericks are dogs. You've got the Dallas Mavericks who are coming into this one 12-13, 10-8 against 10-8 at home. A 18-14-1 against the spread, 16-16-1 over under. On the opposite side, the Rockets are 21-11 this year, 11-5 at home. So not a lot of home games for them, which is interesting. 19-13 against the spread, 16-16 over under record. We've seen a couple games now with the Dallas Mavericks without Luka. So we're not really going to be able to play the fade the injury report there. I kind of lean Rockets in this one. The Rockets have actually looked quite well this year. They're up in the conversation for like playoff spots and stuff. They're 10 games over, so yeah, they are. They are coming off of 2 straight losses though, to Minnesota and Miami. Previous to that, they won 4 games in a row and 6 out of 7. When it comes to it, I kind of lean Rockets in this one, but I'm not going to end up taking this one. I'm going to end up taking a bet in the next game, and then they'll end up being my 3 plays for today. So for this one, it's a strong lean towards the Rockets, but not gonna end up pulling the trigger on that one. Gotcha. Rockets first half. Wouldn't talk you off of it. Maybe Kyrie point props if you want, or player props if you want to be interested in player props on that one, because I know he's been getting a lot of the run without Luka. So, let's do this one. Hawks and the Nuggets. The Nuggets are 5.5-point home favorites with a total of 246.5 in this game. The Hawks coming into this one 18-15, 8-8 on the road. They are 15-18 against the spread, and 21-11-1 towards the over. On the opposite side, you got the Denver Nuggets, who are 18-13 this year, 9-5 at home, 13-17-1 against the spread, 20-10-1 towards the over. If you guys know me at all, you will probably know where this exactly is going. Hawks over. Not to mention the Nuggets have been a heavy over team this year. But this is a Hawks team that you look at what they've been scoring. 136-107, 120-110, 141-131, 117-104, 128-112, 133-126. Like, this is a Hawks team that does not play much defense. This is a Nuggets team that's been scoring a lot too. So maybe if you want to take the Nuggets team total over, that could be an interesting spot as well. But I'm going to be grabbing the over. I know it's a very high 246.5, but this is a Hawks team that kind of like last year, how I kept betting the Pacers games over the total. Well, I'm going to keep betting the over in Hawks games. So over the 246.5 in this one. Jazz plus the 13. Sure. Atlanta plus the 6. New Orleans plus the 9. Kings money line. I'm guessing that Kings hockey if you're doing that. I won't talk you off of the Jazz. I'm just not laying 13 points with the Knicks. Atlanta can go either way. New Orleans, I'm not putting any of my money on New Orleans. And if you're talking the LA Kings, I got them already on the puck line. What do you think of the total? I want to take the under, but not sure here. For the Nuggets game? For the Nuggets game, I'm taking the over. Give me the chicken nuggets. Yes, chicken nuggets. I can go for some chicken nuggets. Final game of the NBA card. We get the Philadelphia 76ers and the Sacramento Kings. The Kings are 6.5-point favorites. 223.5 is the total in this one. The 76ers are now 13-17, 8-8 on the road. They are 12-18 against the spread, 16-13-1 towards the over. On the opposite side, you got the Sacramento Kings, who have had a little bit of a disappointing year. 14-19, 7-12 against the spread. 7-12 at home. 11-21-1 against the spread. 17-16 over under. I kind of lean over in this game. The Kings have been more of an up-tempo team. But the Sixers, I don't really see as much of an up-tempo team, though. Even though they're more of an over team than under team this year. I'm not going to end up touching this game. This has been a 76ers team that has been turning it around as of late. They've won 4 in a row and 6 out of their last 7. Granted, most of those wins came against Charlotte, San Antonio, an impressive one against Boston on Christmas, Utah, and Portland. So they're beating teams that they should be beating. And they've gotten themselves right back into possible playoff talks. But I'm not touching the Sixers here. It would be a lean towards them, grabbing the 6.5 points, but nothing I really feel the need to go and do. So at the end of the NBA card, it'll be Pistons, it'll be the over in Bulls, it'll be the over in Hawks. Happy New Year. Mets win total under. Sorry, pitching is, as you youngsters say, sus. I like Manaea. I mean, you gotta make sure they stay healthy. But with the lineup the way it is, and keep in mind, Higgs, the Mets aren't done yet. The Mets are nowhere near done. I feel like, if you want to bet the under win total now, it's probably the best. Actually, I think that's actually going to be one of the worst lines you're going to get on it. Because if the Mets go and pick up a bunch of big players, then I feel like that win total is going to go up. So Higgs, if you think that, I see it now. I would not bet it now. If you want the Mets over win total, now is the time to get it. Under win total, wait until after they sign a bunch of players. Thank you. Kings play Philly. Kind of like the Kings. I'm not going to talk you off it. Late night special, Sixers money line. Go for it. Was talking about this game with the over in the Kings game. I could see the over in the Kings game. A lot of players are out in this game. Yeah, that's why another reason why I'm not touching it. Leaning under. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. You too as well, Gerardo. Jardo, sorry. That's the thing. I'm not betting now. I think they need to sign Alonso back. I think they're going to sign either, and I've seen many reports, they're going to sign 2 of 3 players. Alonso, Bregman, Santander. So they get 2 out of 3 of those. And I'm happy. And then they go and as you mentioned, Flaherty. I would be totally down for Flaherty. There's also a couple pieces that they can go and try to trade for. I know Luis Castillo was on the trade blocks from Seattle. That could be a spot. Jorge Lopez from Minnesota is definitely on the trade blocks. So like you got a couple of guys that the Mets can go and trade for. They got a bunch of prospects to do so. Mets will be making a couple more moves before the start of the year. It's a good start, but we still need a bunch more. Yep, you paid $1 million for one guy. You better get guys around him. Hey, guess what? Steve Cohen makes what Soto does in a year in about a week and a half. So money is not an issue with the Mets. It will never be an issue with the Mets. We can overpay for players all we want. At the end of the day, Steve Cohen probably pays the entire team's contract in a month and a half. So he really does not give a shit about money. Yes. Over. Yes. Ohio State. Yes. Notre Dame. Yes. Corbin Burns to the D-backs. Yes, he did. That was a big move for the D-backs. That NL West is going to cannibalize itself. But that you got and we'll eventually have a show for baseball. But you also got to think this NL is so much stronger than the AL. You look at the NL this year. How many teams can you see possibly winning the National League? 3 in the National League East by themselves with the Braves, the Phillies, the Mets. All could win the National League. In the Central, Milwaukee can still win the National League, and so can Chicago if they get right. And in the West, the Padres can, the Dodgers can, Arizona can. Even if you go down San Francisco can still be competitive. Like, this is a National League that is wide open. On the opposite side, you look at the American League, Yankees, Orioles, Red Sox, Astros. That's about it. I don't know. Very, very competitive National League. American League's going to be crap. Yeah, still guys out there. Ain't no way the Orioles traded Corbin Burns. He's getting passed around like a ball. They did not trade him. He was a free agent. Where did Max Kepler go? I don't know. Max Kepler still has him on Minnesota. I don't know. He signed. He is expected 2 weeks ago that he would sign. He's with the Phillies. I was about to say he's with the Phillies now. I was just looking that up. I didn't really notice that because he got a 1-year deal with the Phillies. So Phillies, there you go. But that is all of the games for today. The complete card will be up for member onlys after the show. I'm going to be typing up that after I put up all the places on the site. But that's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back again. Yes, Happy New Year's to you too. And we'll be back tomorrow with another one. Peace out, guys.